concentrate on these 3 items which I've taken from my house. We have, first of all, the ring, then the key, and then the cross. One of these items is going to really resonate with you. We're doing a reading how they feel about you. This can be your ex, it can be your current partner, it can be situation, it can be a casserole of nonsense and something in between, and it really doesn't matter. There will be a message for you. We're going to channel messages from your person, about the connection. We're going to go in and out, we're going to go up and down, we're going to go round the houses and back again. But for now, all you need to do is switch off your thinking mind, have a look at these 3 objects, which one's calling out to you, go to the timestamp in the description box and I will be there on the other side. Namaste. Here's the ring. This feels really gorgeous in your hand, and also when you put it on your finger actually as well. So let's have a look for you. I'm going to take, first of all, a couple of cards on the current energy of your situation with this person. King of Wands. That one really wanted to come out. Some cards kind of shout and some cards whisper and some cards hide in the pack. And that one wanted to be there. Oh my God. Okay. Ace of Cups. And that one. Oh my God. Right. Now, straight off the bat, I'm kind of liking these cards for you, not going to lie. So we have a King of Wands who... King of Wands can be a difficult dog to keep on the porch. They can be more like a difficult puppy dog to keep on the porch. They are exciting, often happy in their own skin, can be pretty good in bed, you know, pretty good at interacting, talking. There's a warmth about them. They can be funny, very good banter. You can have really good banter with the King of Wands. They can be a bit of a player, or you can wonder if they're a bit of a player, or they can be just somebody you find it a bit difficult to keep track of initially, because just imagine that you've got a puppy dog. You know, they're cute, they're warm, they're lovely, but they are a bit of a handful. So this person and your connection with this person is a bit of a handful. And it may be a handful you very much enjoy having, but at the same time, there is, sometimes this can be a little bit energy draining, or if you have trust issues, which I'm going to go ahead and say that most of us do. Being a human is a trust issue in itself, isn't it? Life is a trust issue. So if you're a fairly straightforward person and you've got some trust issues, this person could really accentuate those and spike them, while at the same time showing you, you know, one of the most interesting times you've ever had. So we have 2 aces. These are my favourite aces to get together. The Ace of Cups, first of all, I mean, if you're doing a love reading, of course, you want the Ace of Cups to come up, because it's like the you put the phone down first love card, you know. There's a feeling here that there is juice in this orange, okay? Because sometimes... And I'm picking up on doubt here. I'm picking up on your doubt about this connection. Let me know in the comments why that is. There's probably a perfectly good reason for it. But I would also say, when you get the Ace of Cups, it's known for being a love card, but it's also a card that really speaks of self-knowledge, self-love, knowing yourself, being your own best friend, okay? In order to kind of, and I'm getting an image of you and this person walking side by side, okay? Now this can be metaphorical, and I'm getting this, it doesn't matter where you are. It's not like I'm seeing you, I'm kind of seeing you in a forest, to be honest, but that doesn't matter if you're living in the middle of a city, you know? But in order to kind of keep, I'm seeing you and this person, you know, when you're walking with somebody, and you may have actually done this with this person, you know, when you're walking with somebody and you're sort of synchronizing your steps. And what I'm getting at the moment with how they feel about you, how you feel about them, how your connection is with this person, is that I'm getting your steps are not quite in sync, and you would like them to be, but they are, it's either you can't keep up with them or they can't keep up with you, and I'm not sure which is which, so I'm going to look at that in a minute. So the current energies, we then have the Ace of Pentacles. Now I love this because when you've got the Ace of Cups, and do freeze this and go and get a drink, by the way, because, you know, sometimes when I get the Ace of Cups, I'm like, you really need a coffee, or you really need a glass of wine or a glass of water or whatever it is. So feel free to fix yourself an appropriate beverage and come back to the video. When you get the Ace of Pentacles, it grounds the Ace of Cups. So there is a potential here for something longer term. Sometimes, and we don't know because we haven't pulled the rest of the cards yet, but sometimes I see the Ace of Cups as like a glass of champagne on arrival. So it's lovely, thank you very much, it's fizzy, it's exciting, it's glamorous, it's, you know, it's limerent almost. But it can also be floating off up to the ceiling. So when we get the Ace of Pentacles, it's a combination of, and I'm sure there is very good chemistry. I think this person, in terms of how they feel about you, we can tick the box for attraction. Okay, that's no issue here. So if you are having doubts about that, about whether they fancy you or not, or about whether there's, you know, a connection on their side physically, there is. I'm going to answer that straight off the bat. Yes. Y-E-S. But also there's something here about the fizz and the excitement and the chemistry, and, you know, you've got really good compatibility for the bedroom and stuff like that. But this also means you can sit there and play Wordle together, you know, or do whatever Ace of Pentacles thing you want to do. It's kind of like we can build an actual life. We can get past, you know, or we can sail through the gorgeous phase that is the Ace of Cups, but there's something actually there, and it's appropriate that, you know, I know this looks like the ring they produce in 4 Weddings and a Funeral, you know, when they've lost the rings and everything, like a rock and roll kind of thing. But at the same time, you chose the ring, and that is significant because, you know, the ring is what people give each other as an act of commitment, and it goes around the finger and it's a circle that doesn't end and all of those good things. So it kind of makes sense. So you have those two things mixed together, and I really, really like that. Let's have a look at what might be troubling you, what's hidden, what they're not saying, okay? Let's just zoom-a-loom those to the side. So, what is hidden from view? What are we not seeing here? And I'm going to use a different deck for this. Don't ask me why, I've just been called to use a different deck. So I'm going to do it. Okay. What's hidden? What's the unspoken here, please? What's behind the scenes with this person? What do we need to know? Or what? Ooh. Okay. Death card. Woof. Scorpio energies. Tell me more. Yeah, there's a difficulty here about transition. So there's a difficulty here about moving from one place to another or accepting. Okay, I quite like getting that card. I want to take one more. That one. Oof, that's one that didn't want to come out. Why not? Okay. Interesting that you get that one. Right, so we have the Death cards. We've got two majors. We've got the Death card and we've got the Hierophant. First channel message that I'm getting from your person here: something has to die before I can make that commitment. Think of the Death card. Literally, you got like what we would call the Grim Reaper. He's ready to rumble with his scythe, and that's the kind of white rose of purity there. So there's something about your person and about their situation, or about attachments that they have, or dreams that they have, or nightmares that they have, where they need to, I'm going to say, sever a tie of some kind. And this is really going to resonate with some of you, so please say hello in the comments, let me know. They need to sever a thought, a system, a person, a tie, a way of life. They need to sever that connection in order to be available for the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is like the High Priest. And if we're talking 4 weddings and a funeral, and we're talking the ring, and we're talking, you know, weddings in the most traditional sense of it. I always think the rubber gloves look like those long gloves you get for cleaning the toilet, but you know, that's by the by. There is something this person needs to sever, and when you sever it using this scythe, or when you get the Death card, there's no turning back with that. There's no going back. There's no compromise. Now, it may be that this is something that you need them to do, and that you already know you need them to do it, and you can't compromise. Or it can be something in their own life that they are attached to, where they're finding it really hard to leave that behind. It can be an attachment to an old relationship. It can be the kind of afterburn of an old relationship. It can be their freedom, that they find it hard to, in inverted commas, give up their freedom and make commitment. Sometimes people who take commitment seriously, and we do have the Ace of Pentacles, and that is a very, I take commitment seriously, you know, we're in it for the long run kind of a card. Sometimes those people, they know they can't move forward on a half-assed thing. They know that they can't move forward if something binds them, you know. There's something around, for some reason as well, and let me know when this really noisy car goes past. Thank you very much. Go and get your fan belt looked at. There's something here about, I'm getting a lot about your person's feet and legs. You know, I had the image of you, like your legs walking together. I don't know why, so let me know in the comments. That might only be for 1 or 2 of you, but their feet and their legs are important. Maybe you just really like their feet and their legs. No shame in that, people, no shame in that. So they need to be able to, and I think you have a sense of this, but it's still a bit beneath the ground. It's still a bit underground. this is the card of being able to give. It's the card of generosity, being able to freely give of oneself, one's time, and to be able to relax. Your person, and I'll tell you what I'm getting for them and how they feel and what's going on with them. I am literally getting, and this is very interesting, I'm getting a box of frogs. And it may be I did another pick a card, a timeless one, which you might find in the description box. And it's one of the things that was in it was a frog. And it's come up in another love reading as well. And it's coming up again. So say hello in the comments. I'm sure you will. If you are one of the people for whom the frog is significant. Because I've got some long-term subscribers where the frog is a real thing, and I just want to tell you that the frog is back, okay? The rest of you, that may make no sense. You'll be like, this woman is off her chump. I don't know why I'm here. Fair dues, but I got to give the channeled messages that I get, and there will be plenty more. Okay, so this person wants to be generous. They want to give of themselves. They want to, in inverted commas, and there's a lot of inverted commas, do the right thing, be the right person. When they're all in, they're all in. But until then, there is, I know this is what I'm getting for you. This is so weird, people who chose the ring, which sounds like the title of a novel, People Who Chose the Ring. I'm getting the hokey cokey. You're putting one foot in, one foot out. I'm getting this person at a sort of barn dance thing in a pub, hokey cokey, put your left foot in, your right foot out, whatever it is. Your foot is in, your foot is out. This person is slightly in and out. Woof. Now that does go along with the King of Wands, because for me, and this is just my thing, the King of Wands is a bit of a dancer. And this can be literal, like they're a good dancer, or they love music, or they're a bit of a dancer in terms of how they move and in their time. You know, they sort of move to the beat of their own drum. I like this person, by the way. I can see how they could be a challenge to you and also a prize. You know, I can see, and I think it's very important, and this is just some side advice for you, that you remember also that you are an equal prize to this person, because it would be easy to sort of, especially if they were a fire sign, it would be easy to bask in the glow, you know, and be a bit bowled over by that. And I would understand that completely. But you must remember that you are a glittering prize as well, okay? So let's look at, now I'm going to take these cards here. The challenge. So the challenge is like, what is there that you can overcome together, or that you need to, it's a bit like hurdles, you know, what's the ultimate hurdle for you and this person? Get the Queen of Cups. Not that one, no. This is a bit secretive. Because this is now the cards are feeling like, you know, when you ask for a volunteer and no one steps forward. Okay. Oof. Judgment. Yes. Ooh. Okay. The challenge. Let's just zoom a little bit more in. Queen of Cups. I get two things from this. If you are an empath, maybe even a water sign, or just have very empathic abilities, qualities about you, I feel that this is you. And also we've got Judgment, like blowing its trumpet towards you. Plus I've got a channeled message, the way we were. I think it's a song. Yeah. I'm just singing it in my head. You don't want me to sing it on the mic, honestly. Yeah. Memories. That's it. Memories. There's something, so you and this person may have had a on again, off again thing, or a previous incarnation of this relationship. And that would need to change, as in, this is a pattern, this is history, this is, to a certain extent, unfinished business. But you can't pick up the business that you had before and just finish it off. It has to be new business. It cannot be business as usual. It must be new business. There is something here, and I'm going to do the turning point here in a second. And there will also be an extended reading for this, where we will go even further and dig and dig and dig and do more channeled messages. So if that's for you at the end of this, it will be in the description box. I feel like when we get to the turning point here, there is something that's changed in you, and there is something that must change in them in order for it to, because the Knight of Wands, and we've got the King of Wands as well. So this person is excitable, they're passionate, they could come forward or, you know, speak to you, talk to you, approach you quite quickly, passionately, in the thrill of the moment, very exciting, whether that's just a text or whether that's them like with you or whatever. Like, just come forward, you know, ready to rumble. And I'm going to say that this is the trumpet for you, the voice in your head, and you're an empath and you pick up on things and your intuition is queen, okay? Don't ever not trust it. And it is telling you to slow down and wait and smell the roses a bit. It's telling you to do a factory reset. It's telling you to rewrite the contract of your business with this person. Whew. Ding. Turning point, please, if you don't mind. If you don't mind. I love doing How Do They Feel About You readings. I never know when I'm going to like want to do one. Like today I had no idea. And then I was like, yes, we're doing it. Okay. Ooh, of course. Knight of Wands again. This one really does look like they're going to go clean the toilet though. Look at those gloves. I know, apart from the salamander, but you know. Okay. A difficult dog to keep on the porch, but not in the way that, like, you know, the King of Swords or something, which is more like of an air sign thing really. But the King of Swords is a difficult dog to keep on the porch because of it, they evaporate, they go into thin air. This person is a difficult dog to keep on the porch because they are a puppy, because they are excited, because they want to run and jump the hedge and do everything and play ball, the whole bit. Okay, here is the turning point. And that's kind of nice. Oh, okay, of course we get the Queen of Wands. Of course we do. Of course we do, people. Why wouldn't we? Ooh. Yeah, I get that. Okay, let me just get rid of me a minute so you can see the cards. Right. The turning point. These two are two Knights of Wands and they are back to back. And I'm getting a really weird little funny poem there used to be called Back to Back They Faced Each Other, Turned Around and Did Something Else to Each Other. This person needs to have the struggle with themselves. have the fight with themselves and overcome it. This person needs to find their thread of discipline, okay? King of Wands is not known for having a great deal of discipline, and that's good because that's why we love the King of Wands. Exciting, a bit unpredictable, a bit like a puppy. But this person needs to find their discipline, okay? We've got the 5 of Swords here. And this involves you and this person having a bit of a silent battle, which is what this is. Venus in Aquarius, and it's moves being made, but things not really being said. You need to stand your ground as the Queen of Wands. We got the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands in the same reading, so we must acknowledge that there may be a little bit of rivalry, maybe with an ex, could even be with their mother, whatever. It's these two are a little sign for me that there may be competition of some kind, or that there may be an X factor involved, okay? It can be like ghost of X's past. Either way though, King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, that is the power couple everybody wants to have to dinner. So you need to be like this, in command of yourself, fully Ace of Cups, fully knowing who you are, where you begin, where you end, and in your power for this person to be in their feelings, because the King of Cups has now showed up. And I'm loving this actually. The King of Cups is when somebody reaches some kind of emotional maturity about their feelings, some sense of wisdom about their feelings. So if you look at this reading, we've gone from the King of Wands right through this story to the King of Cups and out the other side. And a lot of this is happening while you are claiming your power in this relationship, because that little image that I had of you not quite keeping in step with this person, now you're striding ahead. I love this. Okay, in the extended reading, we're going to go deeper into the feelings, the hidden influences. I'm going to give you the guidance and the next steps, and we're also just going to dig around a little more for messages from your person and any kind of just weird stuff that comes up. Sometimes it's really, really specific and odd, but I am prepared to throw my hands up and dish it out, okay? I love your reading. I feel like there's a massive amount of progression here as well, which is always good to see. If you want to join me for the extended, it's in the description box and it will just say extended reading, the ring. So I'm going to grab myself a drink. I'll see you on the other side. Namaste. Okay, you chose this fine key. Let's put it there and let's throw a couple of cards for you. First of all, we're going to look at the current energies of your connection with this person. Okay, so just the most prominent energies that we can get right now. So we've got like, oh my God, that's gorgeous. So we've got like a landing pad in a way. 9 of Cups. Ooh, 3 of Swords. When it's good, and when it's bad, it's horrid. Okay. I'm not going to shy away from that. Oh my God, what is going on with your situation? The 8 of Cups as well. We've got everything here and a little bit in between. This is the kind of connection where you would find yourself saying, I can't even tell you. You know, I can't even tell you. And do go in the comments if you are one of the I can't even tell you Gemma brigade. 9 of Cups, love this. Jupiter in Pisces. It's wish card, the emotional wish card. So it's like your dream come true. It's like, you know, you put the phone down first. No, you put the phone down first. We complete each other. Jerry Maguire, the whole 9 yards. Okay. Love this. Also about manifesting, a little bit magic, a little bit edgy as well. I'm getting that you are an unusual person and this is an unusual connection. And I'm getting I dare not speak its name, which is a weird, quite old-fashioned sounding channeled message. I dare not speak its name. So strange as well, because I was going to use a padlock with some keys, and it was just really important that the key did not have something to unlock that was, you know, because a padlock with keys is like only this key will undo the lock, whereas a key with no lock is free. It's out there. It's like, well, the possibilities are endless for this. So also I'm getting the key to something, the key to knowledge, the key to this, the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is distancing yourself. You may have distanced yourself. You may be in separation with this person. It may be an ex. They may have distanced themselves. And the Three of Swords in the middle needs some examination. The Three of Swords draws attention to itself, as it always does. It's attention seeking, that Three of Swords, and says, you have left a sword in my heart. You've left one. And, you know, we can't leave a foreign body in the body. There's something here about course correction that I'm getting. I'm getting GPSs going from landscape to upright. It could be long distance. It could be, for some of you, it could be that you maybe even didn't meet them. I don't know. There's something. I'm just looking at what other deck I want to use for this. I do want to use that one. Hang on. Ooh, I want to use that one. I want to use this one. Oh God. Okay. There are many facets to this because many decks spoke to me. Particularly this one though. Scarlet Rose Tarot. I use this for some of the monthly extended readings. There will be an extended reading to this as well, by the way, if you get really into it. At the end, it will be in the description box. There is a link. Okay. Tell me a bit more about the Three of Swords. Oof, oof, oof. You might have been attracted to also to the ring. By the way, let me know in the comments if that's a yes, because it will be for some of you. The Empress for the Three of Swords. Well, the Empress is divine feminine. I believe I'm in my energy. I'm in my power. I'm going to say, similarly to the ring, I think I'm dealing here. I tell you what the energy is that I'm getting. I'm getting the energy of the empath, but I'm getting it kind of dialed to 11 with some spice. So you've got spicy energy. I'm loving this kind of redhead, spicy energy, edgy thing that I'm getting. But for the Three of Swords and the Empress, it's like you left this sword behind. I'm getting you betrayed me. I'm getting, oof, and the world is turned up on its own. Let's just put that there as well. What is going on with this? You're complicated. Let's put you at the top. This is complicated, and I'm not surprised you chose the key. You must be looking for the key to this. Yeah. Eight of Wands. Okay. There's a lot. It's a lot. Oh my God almighty, as well as the Two of Wands. Okay, cool. Oh, I thought we were going to have the five, but it isn't. It's the two. I quite like that we've got the two. Right. Let's look at just what we've got so far. This is all wrapped up in the current energy of where you've come from. I'm getting a message that eclipses are a big deal. This is a timeless reading, but it is going out at the beginning of eclipse season. So do look at the eclipses that turned up this year, last year, around you, how they would affect you. I'm also getting check out the Mercury retrograde dates as well, because that might also affect this relationship and this connection, and the times when it's been a push and the times when it's been a pull. I'm literally getting now, God, I'm getting so many channeled things for you, I can't even keep up with it. I'm getting literally a tug of war on a rope. But it's not a tug of war like war, it's a tug of war as in who can control the rope, who can control the tension. The world is a cycle, and it's the end of the cycle of the tarot. It's number 21. It's where the Fool reaches the end and then gets reborn to be the Fool again. This is a cyclical relationship, which you may have already have noticed. You're like, no shite, Sherlock. It's tricky. This is tricky. They find you a bit tricky. That's how they feel about you. That interests them. It attracts them. And there is a puzzle. They find you to have a piece missing in a puzzle. Okay. Eight of Wands is a conversation, a talk. There may have been a talk or a text message flurry or something. What needs to be talked about, please? What needs to be talked about here? What needs to be talked about? Okay, I don't mind that. The Wheel of Fortune. The feeling of where this is going. The juju. Okay, the direction, but without too much direction. This is not a relationship that is going to benefit from the big talk. Not in the conventional way. Not if you're getting the Wheel of Fortune. What do we need to talk about? The Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is about ebb and flow and situation and something. Part of this is to do with the universe and destiny and how connected both of you are to that. And then the Two of Wands, making a dynamic decision. This is not, when you get the Two of Wands, it's not, I've thought about this, I've run it through my algorithm, I've written a pros and cons list, you know, I've ruminated on this for ages. It's not that. The Two of Wands is, we're making this up as we go along. We're making these decisions based on the energy we feel at the time that we feel it. What is hidden, please? What is hidden? What are they not saying? And I need a different deck for this. Okay. Gosh. Mix and match for you, key people. Mix and match for you. Right, what is hidden? What is not being said? One thing I do feel about this connection with you and this person is quite equal. Even if it seems like it's not, it is. There's like an equality about it that I like. In a way, you sort of get each other. Tell me, please, what is hidden? What are they not saying? Ooh. I don't mind. I'll hold these up to the camera because they're a bit pale. But it was the right deck, so so I had to go with it. Strength, Hanged Man. I knew we were going to get that. The Two of Swords. The Three of Wands. Oh my lord. Right, okay. Okay. They know more than they tell you. and you are stronger than you think. There is something behind the scenes. Remember I had the image of a missing piece of the puzzle? You are also sensing that the puzzle doesn't quite add up, and you're right. There is some missing information. What they tell you about how they feel and what's going on deeply kind of inside the cave of this person are two quite different things. We've got the Hanged Man with the Two of Swords. Those two cards really go together. The Two of Swords for me is the minor arcana version of the Hanged Man. There is a pause on this. There is a hiatus, and it's something you might have experienced with this person more than once, or just at the moment in a big way, because we've got the Eight of Cups, which is an ending, a distancing. You're in a fallow period of this relationship, and yet we then get the Three of Wands, which is like a pickup. It's like this Two of Wands. There's a decision to be made, but it cannot be made in isolation or in theory. What is the challenge here, please? What's the challenge for this relationship, for this connection? I also get, when I look at how do they feel about you, I get like a feeling that I've had in a few love readings I've done before where someone's behind glass. For some reason they find you unreachable in some way. Maybe you are. Maybe you're no contact with this person, I don't know. But also you find them unreachable, like they're behind glass. Like, you know, when they have like prison visits and there's a phone and then there's like a thick piece of glass. I'm kind of getting text messages, emails, but not seeing them in person, and as if they were behind glass, as if words aren't enough, but words are all we've got. Oh my God. The Lovers. This is the challenge. Your challenge is the Lovers. Cripes. The tea is hot with you, key people. The tea is hot. Oh God, okay, there's the cards. Right. They're on the floor. Let's have them. They want to be seen. Oh God, I can't even get them off the floor now. Right. Wow. Right, I'm going to shifty all this up because we have to see these. Any cards that invite themselves to the floor are always vital, like we have to see them. So your challenge, the challenge between you two is the Lovers. With the Two of Swords. Two of Swords twice. Very, very, very strong card for you. Know that when nothing is happening with this person, everything is happening. Know that what they're not saying, the unspoken truths, what is hidden, is more important than what you know, what is being said, what exists above ground. I know, it's mind-bending. I can see how this could really twist your melon. Like, you're like, really? God. Okay. The Lovers, which is also your challenge, and the story of your relationship is also known as the choice. And I find the Lovers comes up when you need to make a choice, but it's further down the line than you are now. So even if you are completely no contact with this person, even if you are really fallen out with this person or just distant or whatever it is, the Lovers requires you to be on a different path down the line somehow. But how the heck do you get there with the Two of Swords and the Two of Swords? So if you have delays and you have frustrations and you're just like, oh, what fresh hell is this? And it's 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that at all. I wouldn't necessarily be put off by that either. What I think you will find very challenging and difficult is this person is quite, I'm not going to say secretive because I don't think it's that active, but they don't say half as much as they feel or think, and that is really tricky. Two of Pentacles with the Two of Swords, and we have the Two of Wands with the Lovers as well. That is decisions, decisions, decisions. They need to make a decision, big time, and they know that they do. They're aware of this. God. And I can see why they haven't. There's a lot riding on it. Two of Pentacles also means that this is a person who likes to try something on. You know, it's like, I'll try this and see if this fits. I'll try that and see if that fits. I'm going to try this and that and see if they fit. We've got the moon. Full moons are a time when, excuse me, funny considering what I was about to say as well, when you can really get things off your chest with this person. If you do end up, and I don't think the big talk is ever a good idea, but if you do end up seeing them, exploring this with them somehow, choose the full moon. Also, if they are going to communicate with you in any way that's meaningful, where they're going to reveal, they're going to do it around the time of the full moon, especially full moon eclipses, but also just full moons. So get a moon diary or go on Google and have a look at the full moon calendar, okay, because it's important to you. Then we have the Nine of Cups. I love that for you because you have it twice. It's what we started with the Nine of Pentacles. I like that. You're closer than you think, you know, with this 9. The Nine of Cups, it's very, very important that you are in your full manifesting maximum mode. We're talking vision boards, we're talking YouTube videos of people who do manifesting love videos, we're talking whatever it is that gets you there, that lights your fire, that gets you enthusiastic. You have an insane ability. I don't know whether it's just now with a portal or whether you always have it. Let me know in the comments. But you have an insane ability to manifest whatever you want. But I'm also going to put a caveat into that, people. And I am going to say, with power comes great responsibility. Look out for what you, be careful what you wish for. There's a lot of good stuff here, but it's also complicated, And you need to be able to preserve your own identity in this. With so much Two of Swords energy and so many gaps between everything, you need to be able to join the dots, but still know, and I'm getting a channeled message about the borders of a country, where your borders are, and I'm going to call them boundaries, but your borders, their borders. There is a danger with this relationship of becoming enmeshed with this person, of codependency. And it's going through a period of turmoil, I think, at the moment, where it's more absent than present. But while it's absent, it's being worked on by the universe, and that can be quite difficult to get your head round and to have confidence and faith in. And faith is going to be your middle name. We also get the King of Cups. The person that you are dealing with, and the challenge of the person that you are dealing with, is they're very emotional. They're very a high feeling individual, but they're very good at hiding it in plain sight. How do they feel about you? They feel strongly. They feel complex about you. That are getting a load of threads and interwoven things and feeling. But also there is something being lost in translation. And you can feel that. And it's something... There's a line of communication that needs to be opened up here. Because this could get lost. You have a key, you've got to find the lock. Oh, that's so interesting. And this complexity of relationship is not for the faint-hearted. I'm not surprised to see you get the Strength card. You will need to be quite bold about who you are and what you represent. And this person almost needs to kind of disappear into this phase of confusion and strangeness that they're in and come back out the other side. And that can be difficult to be on the receiving end of. And I want you to be team you at all times. This person is gentle and fascinating and complex. But so are you. Don't get lost in this. Oof. In the extended reading, we're going to dive deeper into the feelings, the hidden influences, when shifts are likely to occur, times, dates, and also guidance for the best way forward and next steps. I'm also going to dig a bit deeper into your person's shadow side, what's behind the scenes, into that Eight of Cups, and maybe also having a look at the manifestation tips for the best way forward for you. Whew. Gosh, this is a big one, as the actress said to the bishop. Complicated people you are. I'll see you on the other side. Namaste. Hello, you chose the cross, which is kind of gorgeous and glittery against the gorgeous glittery background of the tarot table. Swing. Okay, let's take a couple of cards for the current energies of your connection. Okay, how is this playing out at the moment as we stand right now? Current energies of this connection. That's interesting. So you may have been attracted to one or two of the others as well. Like, you know, either the ring or the key, just saying. Because I'm using a different deck, but I've seen these cards before today. So that's interesting. Oh, wow, this is strong. Okay. Dialing in to the current energies, please. King of Wands. I love the King of Wands. So King of Wands is someone who has quite a strong physical presence. Someone who is lively. They're full of life. We're getting a lot of life about this person. And I don't know why, but I'm kind of getting, because I often get dancing for the King of Wands, but I'm sort of getting watching sports or doing sports or walking, or just a certain vigorousness, a vigour, vim and vigour about their personality. We very quickly go into this pair of cards here, which is Judgment looking at the Lovers. Oof. This is a big deal to get in this kind of position. If you've got Judgment, which is the card of resurrection, it's the card of what I call back to the future, you know, here we go again, and I saw you standing there. I'm getting all kinds of musical stuff for you as well. God, because that's both of those actually are songs. I'm getting a bit of a star-crossed lovers vibe. I'm getting homeschooled dance. Christ, okay, I'm getting a lot of channels for you. There's something about being swept back, swept in, swept up. It could be an ex, because Judgment is, depends whether we get the Six of Cups or not. Six of Cups is my hometown card. There's coming back to something, coming back to roots, feeling like home, a sense of belonging. I do like this. I guess the cross has like religious connotations. It has, I don't know, there's a feeling of destiny about this. So if we're looking at the current energies and how this plays out in different ways, the kind of overarching consistent theme that I'm getting is a theme of reconnection, reconciliation, fitting together, back to the future, and that sense of, I tell you what it is as well, I was listening to an audiobook yesterday and she explained nostalgia, and I think it's the algia bit is pain and the nost bit was about for home, like a homesickness, a pain for home. And it's weird, and I've had a lot of this recently where I've learnt something and then it just comes up straight away in something else, and I'm like, yes, I know why I learned that now, because I was thinking, this is a bit weird. But I meant to give that message to you. So we then go to the Eight of Pentacles, which is a very here and now, the work that we do, you know, turning up, putting effort in, earthy, present kind of a card. Put these up here. So that interests me as well. What is underneath? What is hidden? What is not being said about this? And what deck do I want to use for that, please? Here's this one. Okay. What is underneath? What is being hidden? What is not being said? Wow, all pentacles. We've got the Two of Pentacles up here. Let's just zoom in a little bit more. Two of Pentacles is somebody behind the scenes switching things around, trying different things, trying to make something work, trying to make something happen. The person that you're dealing with is testing things in the background that you may not be aware of. Like trying to make something work. It's quite a practical card because it's obviously pentacles, but the pentacles are being pushed through infinity. The Page of Pentacles, this person moves at a slow pace. If you are looking for something that's, you know, headlong and quick, which you would expect with the King of Wands, there are two sides to this person. Maybe their public persona and their private persona are quite different. But I do like that, actually. I feel like they're an introverted extrovert. And maybe they've said that to you at some time, or you've said that to them about them at some time. So it's taking them a while to figure things out. How things can work, what the shape of things is. But I quite like that, especially as it goes into the Eight of Pentacles. And I think it asks the question, what work do you need to do for this? What work is yours? What work is theirs? How does this work together? What decisions need to be made? Because the Lovers, of course, is the choice. And what decisions have been made already? And how do they affect now? And then we have this Nine of Pentacles. They were attracted to you, and it's weird because I said were, and I'm going to stick with that actually. So the initial attraction with this person, whenever it was, nostalgia, back in the day, hometown, all that stuff. They got a sense of your independence and found that very attractive. And it's really important that you can retain that. And that's come up in all three of the readings as well that I've done today for the three different objects. They like you being yourself. And I feel like you may get nervous at times and try to be more than you are, like we all do. But you are enough, is what I'm getting. You are enough. What is the challenge for this relationship, please? What is the challenge, the thing that both of you must kind of face together? I like this connection. But still, what's the challenge? Get the Star. It's gorgeous. You're both gentle souls, actually. You're both very gentle souls. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're getting some of the same cards as one of the other objects. I won't tell you which one to be a spoiler, but yes. wow, this is big and I like this. Okay. To get the Star card as a challenge, it's a nice challenge to get, let's face it, if I can ever tune it in properly. Right. Let's just do that, because I don't want to miss out on the Star card, because it's gorgeous. You and this person are at heart quite cautious, both of you, even if they don't show it as much, they are. It's important that you can find your guiding star, your North Star with this relationship, which may not follow convention or advice or a linear direction. You and this person are past life lovers. And I know that's weird, but it is what it is. And when I get that feeling, I get that feeling. Sometimes when you find yourself kind of knowing that you're trying to resolve something with someone that doesn't belong to now, it's a relationship that will always have a sense of the retrospective. And it's old-fashioned. This is an old-fashioned relationship, and I like it. So the Star is about both of you being able to follow your North Star and to be each other's North Star. And that's not always going to look like what you think it's going to look like, either from the inside or from the outside. Your challenge is also the Nine of Cups. I love the Nine of Cups, and I particularly love this Nine of Cups. I just think it's gorgeous. I am a sucker for good china. The Nine of Cups is Jupiter in Pisces. It's what does your heart truly desire? And there will be times along the way with this relationship where you both need to be 100% speaking from the heart and nowhere else. Because you have to follow your North Star. You have to follow your heart's desire. And then we have that Death card. If this is an ex, which it may be for some of you, it's got reconciliation written all over it. But you can't play the same record twice. Is what I'm getting. A lot of music stuff for you. I'm getting vinyl records, vinyl record player. Tell me in the comments if that's you, because that's so strong. Do you remember when you used to get a scratched record and it used to skip and go back to the same thing and play the same thing again and get stuck in a groove? That may have happened to this relationship before. But don't offer that up again if you're reuniting. Or even if you're not and you're in a connection with this person, or it's just starting or whatever. Always guard against becoming a scratched record as a couple. It has to be new. Even though it's always retrospective, it has to be new. It's about the challenge of keeping something fresh while at the same time honouring the quite sacred history that there is between you and this person. I'm a big fan of this. What's the turning point, the decision, the revelation, the moment of clarity? like this. Let's just do that so you can see. Okay. Even that looks like someone playing a guitar, you know. Okay. Turning point. As far as turning points go, this one isn't too dramatic, actually. Finding peace with where you're at. This is a love story, but it's also always going to have that weird kind of retrospective feel to it, which can at times be difficult to handle. Nostalgia, the pain of home, longing for home. If you are apart, you will find each other. You are drawn together, no matter what the circumstances. But the revelation, the turning point, the decision, the moment of clarity comes when you realise whatever path you are on, you're on it together. It's quite mushy for me, but we like it. We like a bit of mushiness. Ace of Wands, a strong new beginning. I like that. Don't be afraid to dance to a different tune is a channel message that I just got as well. There's something here about temperance where the new and the old can be blended beautifully. And you and this person are always kind of in this, trying to make this balance of new and old, of here and now, of before and after. Time for this relationship does not necessarily make sense. It doesn't follow traditional human clock time. It doesn't necessarily compute when you look at it in terms of a linear timeline. It doesn't have to, and it would be very much in your favour not to try and bend it to fit a timeline. Even though I can see how that could be frustrating at times if you were in separation or you were, you know, in one of the more sort of down times. Don't try and, you know, any attempt that we ever make to change the hands of the clock, it doesn't work. We always get found out. This relationship has its own rhythm. That's why I keep getting so many song lyrics are very important to exchange between each other. Music, maybe vinyl. For some of you, there's this thing I'm getting about vinyl. I'm getting rock. I'm getting biker's jackets, tattoos, all sorts of things coming in. But it's lots of different people. So let me know in the comments if, and I keep getting a dog in my readings, so random dogs coming in, and a dog that I'm getting. This is very specific, it's probably just for one person. A dog that likes to either be in the car or do something interesting and funny in the car, or a dog that you had in your car. Or also for another person, a car that had something, pictures on it, like painted or drawn, or some very funny sort of, more than a bumper sticker though, it's like it's pictures actually on the doors and stuff. Please let me know in the comments, because when I get those really weird channels, you know, it helps me to know I'm not going insane. In the extended reading, I'm going to look at guidance and next steps hidden influences, when shifts are likely to occur. And also, I'm just going to dig a little bit more into your person, the shadow side, and what needs to come to light a little bit more. It's like a well-polished diamond. But I very much like the feel of your partnership, whether you're together or not. And I know that you'd be like, well, I'm glad you like it, Gemma. But I do. It's got a lovely feel to it. So if you want to join me for the extended reading, it will be linked, extended reading the cross, in the description box. Okay? Woof. I'll see you on the other side. Namaste.